You know, just like, I mean, I say, it's like Bigfoot, he comes in and I think he's trying to help. But I think at one time they're all going to come back.
Mm.
We're going to actually come back and they're going to be teachers again because they're supposed to be teachers.
Yeah.
And like, as I say, I'm learning about the spiritual part about it, this place, and because we call them the Force Keeper, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and because there's a lot of spiritual places out there that are out here, and they actually the Bigfoot people actually used to take women from here and mate with them, and that's why they kind of looking like people a little bit,
Yeah.
but they did actually. So there was actually 7 women taken from here from the big people,
Mm.
and they took them to breed. But yeah,
When was that?
this is way back. Stories like, I'm talking ancient stories. I'm talking thousands and thousands of years ago. Because this village site is predated 10,000 years,
Oh, wow.
so it's quite old.
Yeah. Yeah.
So do you think that the Bigfoot live mostly in the other dimensions and they step into here?
So there's a place called Hospital up here. They call it the Devil's Elbow or whatever they call it.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So that's called Hospital Village. So we call it the Crane Place. But them people live with Bigfoot and little people.
Mm.
So there's little people too. Not only Bigfoots, there's little
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
And so they used to live with them. But they live with snakes and all kinds of different things. The people were like, yeah. They would actually fight with kind of back and forth through here.
Yeah.
Because they would come and take women from here, take them back to their village. And so I don't know how long ago that was. I can't say because I really don't know.
Yeah.
But that's some of the stories here.
Yeah.
So I'm talking about even like prehistoric dinosaurs they talked about were
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
They said they used to live back over in here, but they called them the walking lizards
Mm.
with big heads and big and short little arms.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, so if you're, because I used to tell all the guys I used to take out, I always tell them like, you have to leave you want to capture him. The only way you're going to capture him is in your eyesight
Mm.
and at that moment, because you have to open that spiritual part about it. That's
Yeah.
it. Once you open that up, you'll actually, because Les Strauss,
Yeah.
I did a Survivor Man with. So the reason why he came to see me, because he had an experience where one was following him and
Yeah.
kind of messing with him, and
Yeah.
so I took him into our Dr. Rocks, and so I don't know if you ever seen the show or not.
Yeah. Yeah. And I've heard him tell of being his story where he was messed with, and the first time that he
Yeah.
kind of started to believe.
So did you see the big I think it was 2014. I did the show with him,
I didn't see that show.
so
we're
he
gonna
came
watch it
he
then.
came here,
Yeah.
and so like, why'd you pick me? He goes, well, I've read all about you. I was like, read about me about what? And so then this is when I had people start just kind of coming at me all the time.
Yeah.
And he goes, yeah, I had experience. So anyway, I took him back into the wilderness. Anyway, it was snowing and raining on us. I mean, it was like somebody was spraying a hose on us because it rained so hard.
Yeah.
And it was starting to snow on us. And we hiked about 3 or 4 miles out and got everything all set up. And he had his little tent. We couldn't get a fire going. We had matches and lighter and everything like that,
Yeah.
and paper. Wouldn't light. So I said, well, he goes, well, what do you think? I said, well, so I found this one tree. It kind of grew up and had the only place that was dry. So I kind of made this little rock formation, and I took some a little bit of dry leaves and stuff, and I found a little bit of dry sticks there. And anyway, I said, well, my father taught me this trick. I said, either find a squirrel nest or go find a woodpecker nest. So I found this woodpecker tree, and I reached right inside of it, and I grabbed out all the tinder out of it.
Yeah.
And so I brought it back, and we put it on this little lean thing he had, and he had this little.
Yeah.
And so we got it going. So we got this little fire going, and we put it on the thing, and we built a fire. And he goes, well, what do you think? He goes, man, we can get hypothermia. He was like, because it was freezing.
Yeah.
I said, well, I got my tent. I'm all ready. I'm all cozy. I'm good. I said, I come hunting that kind of weather. He goes, I don't know. He goes, man, we get no wood or nothing like that. So, as we talked about that, I said, well, if the high mountain spirits want us here, they'll provide for us.
Mm-hmm.
If you watch this show, after I get through saying this, within 10 seconds, this tree about this big around, this big buckskin tree, falls, hits this other tree, splits wide open, and all this wood falls out.
Oh my God.
You gotta watch the show. I'm telling you the truth.
Yeah, yeah.
So I go gather it all up. I build a nice little fire. So anyway, he goes, man, I can't believe that, Inker. And so he goes, well, he has little things of cheese. He goes, well, you want some cheese? I don't eat no cheese. I don't like cheese. I said, well, did you bring yourself like a little something to eat? Yeah, I got myself something. Anyway, I had this little bag of dried salmon.
Yeah.
So he had this little Asian guy with him too that was doing the filming.
Okay.
He didn't do all the filming. He just did the stuff around.
Yeah.
And so anyway, I kind of took my thing out. And I kind of sit on the rock by the fire. And he goes, hey, Inker, he goes, think I could have a couple pieces of that?
Yeah.
I said, yeah, go ahead, go for it, man. So anyway, he's like, oh my God, this is some of the best fish I've ever ate.
Yeah.
I said, yeah. I said, that's what I bring for my snacks. I said.
Yeah.
But anyway, at nighttime, he goes, Inker, how are you staying dry in that tent? So I had a survival blanket too, and I put it on top of my tent so the water wouldn't get my tent soaked. He goes, you think I can get that blanket from me? Hell no, man. You get your own damn blankets, man. So how are you staying warm? How are you staying warm? So I took some rocks like that by the fire.
Yeah.
And they were still kind of a little warm. Anyway, I had a towel and I wrapped them in my towel, stuck them in my sleeping bag and put it by my pillow and kind of held it next to me so I stayed warm there.
Yeah.
But I had these garbage bags too. So when I got my sleeping bag out, I slipped into the garbage bag, into my sleeping bag and then into the garbage bag so I wouldn't get wet.
Yeah.
He goes, man, you're pretty ingenious, dude.
Yeah.
So I know, man, I've been out here for this kind of weather. I can go freeze to death.
Tricks of the trade, yeah.
So anyway, I fell asleep the next morning, man. It was probably about that much snow on the ground. And so he got out and did a bunch of other stuff. But so what happened up there is there start going this tree knocking.
Yeah.
But it wasn't really tree knocking. It was like somebody pound their chest.
Yeah.
So anyway, it started here. He goes, man, I think it's like, he goes, then he walks over, he goes, and then it started down the hill farther. And then it went to the right side, then it went to the left side, and then it went simultaneous for about a half hour. And so he goes, he comes back over and goes, man, he goes, I think it's just some tree squeaking, hitting against it. I said, Les, show me where any trees are touching each other.
Yeah.
Because there was like kind of burnt forest there.
Yeah.
And these trees are weren't because there's a different sound between rubbing trees and clanking trees.
Yeah.
Because like a rubbing tree will go kind of make a screech sound.
Yeah.
But this is like boom, boom, like it was like a pattern.
Yeah.
And it went on for like a half hour. Then it just stopped. He goes, well, I think it was this tree. I said, Les, I said, has the weather changed? Is the wind still blowing? Is it still raining? Is it still snowing? Oh, yeah, I guess so. I said, it stopped. I said, high mountain spirits know that we're here. They're just letting us know if they want us here or not.
Yeah.
And that's why I say we're getting the fire going. And when that tree fell, I said, yeah, they pushed the tree over for us and gave us all that wood. I said, if not, you've been freezing, dude, not me.
Yeah.
But anyway, I was to say, I had my rocks all set by my bed, and I was warm.
Yeah.
He couldn't figure out how I was staying warm. He goes, dude, man. He goes, so he did give me one of his books. He signed a book, the coyote story, because I told him a coyote story. So the coyote story is about how we stole medicine from a Europe man that was gifted from the Creator, from traveling to the earth, to the heavens, and from the heavens back to the earth. And he would take a group of people and take them to the heavens, and they would teach them the right ways to live on earth, the right prayers, and when you did this and when you did that, when you fish, when you eel, when you would hunt the woodpecker, when you would go hunt deer, all that stuff, because we were taught that and the prayers for it. And so, but there was all kinds of events to happen up there too, the festivals and all stuff like that, because the heavens are creation with all the, the old people, ancestors, like they're celebrating all the time, like being happy.
Yeah.
So this man, his name is called Knik, which was my great ancestor. And so he took these people, he would go these 3 mountains and pick these roots and stuff, because that's what the Crow told me to go get. And so he would take his people and start dancing. And he was dancing with the Stairway to Heaven. And the stairway would open up for them, they'd dance and they'd go into the heavens. And he would get taught by creation people. And then after they got taught, after 10 days, they danced back down, back to earth. But anyway, Coyote stole the medicine to travel to the heavens, because he's curiosity about everything.
Yeah.
So anyway, he stole the medicine and got into the heavens. And so anyway, there's all kinds of festivals and stuff like that. So sky people don't sleep. They just shut their eyes. A coyote, he got up against the tree because he was all fat from eating deer meat and acorns and all the herbs from earth. He's laying there and fell asleep, and he woke up. He looked around and he didn't find Knik and his people, because they danced their way back down to the heavens, from heavens back down to earth.
Yeah.
So he didn't know the medicines to dance back down.
Yeah.
So he ran to all the squirrel, bear, even humans, and all this stuff. They go, no, we don't have that medicine. He was the only person, that creator, that was given the medicine so he could teach the people on earth how to live. So they call it the center of the universe in Yurok country, Knik. And so he was trying to go at all these different things. And so anyway, Spider, she's sitting there weaving because she's the best weaver. Because our women would go to her to learn how to weave, because she could weave her webs, but she didn't teach them how to weave the baskets too. And she goes, I know the medicine to get back to earth. He says, well, could you show me? He goes, no. She goes, I cannot show you my medicine. But she says, I'll put you back on earth. I'll use my medicine to put you back on earth. She says, I ask you one thing, not to look back up and try to steal my medicine. She says, do you give me your word? And Coyote says, yeah, I give you my word, because he wanted to go back to earth because he's an earth person.
Yeah.
He goes, yes, I'll give you my word. I will not look back and try to steal your medicine. So anyway, she gets him all up and gets him up, and she says, close your eyes. And all of a sudden he starts floating down from the heavens down to earth. And as he gets closer to earth, and you start smelling the great earth, and the earth gets bigger, and the big blue balls get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. He gets so close, he's like, oh, I know the medicine to get to the heavens, but I don't know the medicine to get back to. So he looks back up like that. He points at a spider like that. He starts laughing like, ah. The spider's like, told him not to do that, so she sweeps her medicine. Coyote's cut off, and so he starts to tumble from the skies. Boom, tumbles down, hits the earth, and his bones fly all over the earth. So that's why you always see Coyote running, always trying to gather himself, trying to find all of his bones. So that's why you see Coyote, he's a loner. He's trying to find all these pieces to put himself back together, because he stole these medicines to get from earth to the heavens and heavens to the earth. So that's why Coyote is never trusted with anything.
Yeah, they call him the trickster, right?
Call him a trickster.
Yeah.
So anyway, Les Strauss goes, oh my God, Inker, he goes, that sounds like me, he goes, I've been going to all these different places and trying to put pieces together. He goes, not because it's a show. He goes, I've been trying to find myself and put myself back together. He goes, I lost myself when my son got cancer really bad. And so he goes, I didn't know how to do it. I said, remember, I said, I said, Les, I said, remember when you came to me? Why'd you pick me? I said, out of all these millions and millions of people that you could have picked out, he goes, I don't know, but he goes, there was something about you that could heal me.
Yeah.
I said, well, that's why you were brought to me, because I'm helping you put your pieces and I'm helping you gather your bones to put yourself back together. He goes, man, he goes, Inker, he goes, you know, I was doing a show, I was just doing it for this show, he goes, but now he goes, I have a higher level of thinking about this. But before we left up there, so I told him, I said, now, before we leave this area, I said, we have to go cleanse, we gotta go jump in the lake. He looks at me, he goes, I ain't jumping in that lake. I said, we got to do the purification. I was like,
Yeah.
that's why we're here.
Yeah.
He goes, Inker, I can't do it. I go, how come? He goes, well, I'm going to tell you a story. What happened to me? He goes, I was down in the Himalayas, I guess, or he goes, and I went with a bunch of shamans up into the high countries. And he said, the shamans told me that I had to jump into this ice lake before I could go any higher. And I jumped in this lake, and I went into instant hypothermia.
Yeah.
He said I was so cold they had to grab me and pull me out there. I said, you was just being reborn, dude.
Yeah.
They were just opening you up to that spiritual part of you. He goes, well, I'm not going to open this time up. He goes, but all that really, that all happened. And so, yeah, we came back, and he's like, I just want to thank you for helping me with gathering my bones. He said, anyway, he gave me one of his books. He goes, Inker, I know you don't need this, but I'm gonna sign it for you. He goes, the story of the coyote.
Right.
So I got his book with the story of the coyote.
Yeah. That's great.
So anyway, yeah. So, and then you'll see if you watch it, you'll see I'm singing a song
Okay.
at the end,
Okay.
and I'm singing actually the creation song from earth to the heavens, and heavens back to the earth. So it goes, Hana, Hana, oh, oh, wait, Hana, Hana, oh, oh, wait, Hana, Hana, oh, oh, wait, oh, Hana, hayo, oh, wait, Hana, hayo, oh, way here, oh, way here, hi, hi, oh, way here, hey, 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 hi, hi, oh, way here, oh, way here, here. So it tells me about a story that I'm traveling to this first ridge and gathering my spiritual medicine. The second day I traveled to the second peak and I gathered my medicine. The third day I traveled to the highest peak and getting my medicine. And then I bring it back down to the people. when we started to travel into the spiritual world. So
It's beautiful.
I haven't sang that for a long time.
That's really powerful. I appreciate that.
Yeah. So it's so that song is a creation song since time, since the people existed on this earth. So I can't say how old that song is. Millions of years old? Hundreds of millions? I don't know. That song is a very old song. So anyway, I don't sing that very much. I used to sing it all the time in my dances. I don't dance very much anymore because kind of changing from new generations to from old generations to new generations. So they kind of more into the cell phone, walking on cell phones. Like a long time ago, the old man, he seen you with a phone, paper, or anything like that. You were there for spiritual only.
Yeah.
You don't come there reading paper. You don't come there photographing. You don't do none of that stuff. He was like very strict about anything. And actually, I was taught all that by him, and which is he's actually the first man that helped me sing my song. He looks at me, he goes, Inka, because he used to call me Inka. Inka. He said, you going to sing for me? I was like, I don't have a song. He says, you have a song. I heard it, he said. You have a song. I'm like, how do you know I had a song? I said, oh, you have a song. I heard you. He goes, I heard you sing. But he could look at you and read you like a book.
Yeah.
He could see everything that you did in your life.
Yeah.
And like, okay, so I left for a couple of days and came back to dancing, and he was like, you ready? He said, huh? I said, yeah. So I got in and started sang my song. And he stuck me with this old timer. His old timer had a long song.
Yeah.
And so when it came back to my turn, I forgot my song. He goes, it's okay. He goes, not the first time somebody lost a song. He goes, yeah, you'll come back and do it again. So I was gone because I felt kind of embarrassed. So I went to practice really hard. I came back in. He goes, where you been? I said, practicing. You ready? Yeah. So I got in and I sang my song.
Nice.
And he goes, good. But anyway, that's the song I sang.
That's beautiful. I like it.
Yeah. But anyway, that's a little bit more story about me.
It's been amazing. I mean, you've given us so much of your time. I don't want to take all of your time. But
Yeah, I do got to go home. Thank you. Thank you for the Tatnan.
I just really appreciate
Yeah.
all the sharing, and yeah, it's been incredible. I feel so just blessed and uplifted.
Well, I just gave you a blessing song.
Is there something we can do?
No,
for
no,
you in
no.
exchange.
Keep coming back. Enjoy yourself.
We will.
Enjoy life. And
We will. Yeah.
Yeah.